Welcome back, everyone, to LC Esports Day 5 here at the UNA Gaming Esports channel, Twitch channel. I'm back. Azen is back again after a long week of being gone due to sore throat and due to miscellaneous illness, as I'm sure everyone already knows, due to what we're going on. Today, we are starting a little bit late, as we have been the last few times, mainly because we are having a lot of problems when it comes to teams being able to play. We've had some problems when it comes to scheduled match times. So instead of just playing out the matches, which if we can't, we obviously don't want the same team to play multiple times in a day. We've been having to force teams to forfeit due to our new point system. So if we do start late or start early, that is the reason why. So obviously today we were going to have. Let me get a check real quick on what we were going to be having. Earlier today, we were going to have Central Wildcats versus Rogers Marauders. However, due to Central Wildcats' team having some problems, we're probably not going to see their matches until the elimination day. And then on that day, obviously, we're going to probably see maybe the Wildcats drop out. I'm not entirely too certain, but they did join a little bit late and haven't really been able to play a lot of their matches. So we are probably going to see them be the one team getting eliminated. But I suppose we'll know that Wednesday, which will be the first elimination day for the tournament. Obviously, the finals are going to be February 26th at campus, so that's going to be all fun. However, obviously, today, first match, 5 p.m., we're going to have the LX Misfits versus LC Adrenaline. The map rotation today also being Busan, Numbani, and Havana, control, hybrid, and escort as usual. And we're going to be already hopping right into the first map. I do want to say thank you guys for all the support. Obviously, over the last few weeks with me being absent, I haven't really been able to do too much with the tournament. I've been having to rely on NATO, Tyler, Sam, Concrad, as well as Jaden, and obviously my amazing production team, Randy. Shout out to them for everything they've done for me and making sure that we've been good to go. It's been a very big help. So I hope we can hopefully have some really good matches in the next few days with the first elimination day coming up Wednesday. So again, we are going to see the first map here being on Busan. I don't know the name of this one exactly, but it's going to have the little drum in the center. It's LX Misfits on the left versus the LC Adrenaline on the right. LC Adrenaline does have two subs here. RKs, which we know as the resident Reinhardt player on LC Crusaders. However, he is going to be playing off-role, so it's going to be pretty fairly balanced for the side of LX. So I'm curious to see him play this role, which I don't think we've seen him play too frequently, but every time we have, it's usually ended in disaster. We also do see, I believe, Tide 34 from LC Crusaders playing on his resident role of support. So we are going to see him on Mercy once again. On LX, we have Spirit Gaming and Hydro Wolf coming back in again with familiar DPS players. Soldier 76 and Hanzo, Recon, and Fortified on the familiar Reinhardt Hog combo, and Princess Ray and Beater on the Mercy Ana. We usually see Beater on Lucio, however today we obviously are going to see him starting off on Ana, which could be pretty big. However, he doesn't really have much to combo with outside of Rhine and Soldier. So seeing him go in here could be very interesting if he doesn't place his nanos right. On the side of LC Adrenaline, we have RKs and Del Sol playing Junkrat and Genji, two characters you've seen highly picked in the tournament and have some very, very good output whenever played pretty well. We have Your Mom and Gay B on the Reinhardt Ball, which we've only really ever seen ran, I believe, by Wilson, I want to say. RK's immediately going in, taking out two. Both Spirit Gaming and Princess Ray go down on the side of LX almost immediately. RK's looking for a third, not managing to find it. However, Fortified does take out Wolfboy, trying to secure the even there. However, Tide does get the res back off. And then, obviously, Your Mom and Beater there trading one another. Or Beater taking out Your Mom and Your Mom taking down Recon. It is going to be a fight for just a second. However, LC does manage to secure the point. 10% already on the clock. They are trying to stall LX before their team can get back, or take them out before they get back. However, LX is just trying to stall as long as they can. We do see Tidex popping Valk here, trying to do the best they can. We do see also Wolfboy popping his ult as well, coming out. Every ult coming out. RKs with another 2Ks cleaning up the fight. However, Hydro does take out RKs. And I believe we also saw Fortified take Del Sol out just then. Nice pin there by Your Mom onto Recon. However, he doesn't manage to get the kill as Recon does use Share to try and take him out. He fails to secure the kill thanks to amazing Immor placed by Wolfboy. And obviously we see Your Mom also throw out their Shatter, taking out Princess Ray with it, and then following up by taking out Recon and finishing the kill with literally like 1/5 of their HP left. Absolutely amazing plays there by Reinhardt's, managing to stall out and secure thanks to their support. still coming back at it again. Overusing the word, obviously. We have a very interesting dragon there, thrown out by Hydro Wolf, and onto the middle of point, not combo with anything, which, I mean, obviously, Alex doesn't really have anything to combo with. Fortified taking out Wolf Boy and your mom taking out Spirit Gaming, both teams down one player. Fortified getting, or Recon does taking down your mom, Fortified taking out RKs. Tidex does get the res off onto your mom, however, I'm not sure it's going to do too much as they are down one of their DPS players. Your mom does charge into the back of the enemy team, but fails to secure anyone. Gaby takes down Princess Ray before your mom gets taken down by Beater. Again, 1-for-1. However, obviously, it's going to be... There goes, obviously, once more. It's going to be a pretty tight fought match here, as pick for pick, each team tries to vie for complete supremacy. Mercy getting hooked by Fortified, however, managed to get out thanks to the use of Valk. However, Recon does pull out a really good shatter there, taking out 3 with it, or getting 3 down, only secure 2 of them. Delsol does get res by Tidex, however, not going to be able to do much here, as he does go down thanks to an absolutely amazing purple there, or blue there by Beater. We are seeing LC trying to strive to survive here. 16 seconds on the clock for LX versus the 99 LC Adrenaline has. All they need to do right here is secure the fight and win the map. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do, as we do see your mom throw out Shatter, taking 2 down to the floor, however, getting no picks with it. He is purpled. Not probably going to survive this if he's not careful. We do see RK's throw out his ult, securing the 3K, taking down both supports and DPS, 1 DPS on the side of LX. Tidex resing Gaby. It's a 6v2 situation here. Can the takes of LX do something? They sure can, taking down both your mom and Del Sol before going down themselves, and they fail to secure the point. And it looks like, with that said, the first point is going to go to LC Adrenaline. Very well fought map there by both teams. Obviously, both, gosh darn it, there we go again, using obviously. Got to find a new word, Ryan. Let's go. We do see some very good, well-fought maps from both teams so far, fights from both teams so far, looking to win. They are very evenly balanced, despite the fact that LC Adrenaline has 2 subs. Obviously, RK's again playing off-roll. He is kind of on par with their resident DPS tank player, Red Blazer, so he is stepping in for them today, and we have Tidex stepping in for, I don't remember who. Tidex also stepping in for someone. However, we do see some amazing plays from both teams. Recon and your mom both trying to prove a main tank difference. However, they're just swapping back and forth, and so far, it's a very tight-knit. We do see Fortified swap off of the Hog and onto the Zarya, which could work in their favor, as we do see LC Adrenaline rocking the double shield as usual. LX going straight to point, whereas LC Adrenaline takes the high ground. Or, no, LC Adrenaline goes straight to point. LX goes straight to high ground. Fortified does get taken by your mom. Recon's by himself on point, fighting by himself. He's very easy target here if only LC can target him. RKs does take out Princess Ray, fighting their team by himself, securing both supports. Your mom somehow getting knocked off the map. Recon does manage to take out Gaby and Mercy, and we are going to have a leave. Not sure what happened there. It looks like LC Adrenaline did lose their DPS player. Or their tank player. Alrighty. Well, like I was saying, we did see some really good picks there by both teams. Recon does kind of prove the main tank diff, just then taking down 2 on the side of LC Adrenaline, and that very well could have turned the tide of the fight if they play careful. LC Adrenaline does still have 4 up. Obviously, now technically only 3, as 1 did leave. And on the side of LX Misfits, they do have 4 up, which could very easily turn the tide of the fight if they play right. Recon is very low. Both supports are down, so if he does not get out of this alive, chances are they're going to lose this fight. However, I guess we'll see here in just a second once we get the last player back in. And it looks like we are going to be hopping back in, and we're going to make sure that they're all ready, good to go. I'm sure you guys already all noticed, but today I am going to be here alone. Obviously, I don't have a co-caster. Everyone was kind of busy. I never really did ask Nato or Sam. So just me today with Brandy, the production guy, obviously. Feel free to say hello if you want, but I'm not sure. Recon getting the 3K, Delso falling off, and he single-handedly just won the fight there. And it looks like with no points for LC Adrenaline, LX Misfits is going to take the point despite being down both supports. Absolutely amazing plays by both teams. LC Adrenaline coming down bottom the same way they did before. They're engaging immediately. Your mom going straight in, losing barely any HP. Arcade's getting behind them, trying to secure the picks. Almost takes out Hydro Wolf, however, fails to secure the pick. Del Sol taking out Spirit, and there he goes. Arcade comes in, securing the pick onto Hydro Wolf. And it looks like both DPS down on the side of LX Misfits. LC Adrenaline are going to flip the point as they try to clean up. They take down Fortified and Princess Ray. We do see Recon Dust go in, trying to secure one pick. Manages to charge GB there, but fails to get the kill as LC Adrenaline comes to save the day. RK's popping out once again. This could be really big if he plays it correctly. However, with their entire team being spread out, I'm not sure how well it's going to work. He is kind of running out of time here. He is going to manage to secure the pick onto Beater, though. That's actually really big here because their Mercy is down bottom, which means they're not going to be able to get the res off, and they are going to start down low. However, we do see Recon having Shatter, trying to push in, looking for a good angle, and here he goes, rotating around the team. If he's careful enough, he could very well get a very good pick here. And it looks like Recon failed to get Del Sol. Del Sol managing to get out of that charge alive. However, your mom counters it by taking down Princess Ray. Again, massive shatter there by Recon Dust, but failing to secure anything with it. Can he take out GB? No, he can't. He's going to go down thanks to your mom. Maintain diffing again. Arcades also secures a pick off onto Fortified Hat. Your mom going again, getting shatter onto 4 people, going straight into the back line, helping take down 2 of their team as they try and secure the 3rd one. Obviously, Princess Ray does go down, and now it looks like, again, LC Adrenaline is going to take the main stage. However, doesn't stop the LX Misfits from trying to come from off stage and take it and dethrone them. However, it's obviously, gosh darn it, there it goes again. It's obviously not working in their favor very well, as Recon does get counterpinned there by your mom and goes down. LX trying to push through this, most likely not going to work, as almost all of LC Adrenaline has their ults up. Absolutely massive all come out Arcades, taking out 4, taking out both supports, Spirit and Recon. Absolutely massive plays there by Arcades, right at the very end, securing the play of the game, and the first map does go to LC Adrenaline. Again, just outstanding plays by both teams there. Arcades, obviously, gosh darn it, my wife called it. Arcades pulls off more than one really good ults there, getting 3 and 4Ks with most of the ults he's been using, and I think a double as well. It seems one of the most common things with this tournament so far has been the outturn of amazing junk players, which is kind of interesting. Last semester, we saw a lot of really good Cassidys and Genjis. However, this semester, we're seeing just outstanding Junkrats, which is very impressive, obviously. But the fact that it works so well, no matter what comp they're playing, is just so, I guess, fun to watch. Because obviously, gosh darn it, there it goes again. Junkrat's not something you see all too frequently in like last semester. We didn't see it all too frequently. But either way, while we do try and get all the teams situated for the next map, we are going to hop to a slight intermission. Welcome back, everyone, again to Day 5 of the LC Esports Overwatch Tournament. Only been a few minutes, don't know why I did the introduction. We're going to be hopping into New Bonnie. We do see on the side of LX Misfits that Princess Ray and I believe Hydro Wolf got swapped places. So instead of being on support, we are going to see Ray onto DPS and Hydro Wolf onto support, which is going to be a pretty interesting play as they've been kind of alternating the entire season anyways. Last season, we did see Ray playing primarily Reaper on DPS. However, this semester, it seems that they mainly have been playing support. So I'm kind of interested to see them return to form with Ray being on that DPS play once more, which could make a really big difference for them if they play correctly. The only thing is, obviously, gosh darn it, LX Misfits is going to have a little bit different of a support comp. They do have the Mercy and Ana still, something they ran last game. However, they don't have the same players. Ray and Beater just work so well together, usually always working around each other, but they're not going to have this game. So let's hope that the DPS play actually does work out in their favor. On the side of LX again, we're going to see RKs and Del Sol on the Junkrat and Genji, which is nothing too surprising. That's what they've been running last game. However, we do see your mom and Gaby on Reinhardt and Diva instead of the Reinhardt Orisa comp, which we had been seeing last game. Double Shield seems to be the main comp meta that LC Adrenaline does roll. However, obviously, they did swap for right now. Tydax and Wolfboy also on the Mercy and the Baptiste per usual, which is something that is working out really well for them. Wolfboy's really good at placing immortality fields and honestly has just been absolutely saving the team. RK's already has the high ground on the side of LC Adrenaline, trying to secure some picks here, however failing to do much damage as he only hits a shield. He does get antied there, however Gaby does secure the pick off onto Princess Ray. RK's taking down Spirit Gaming 2, both DPS down on the side of LX Misfits, leaving a very open battle for LC Adrenaline. Again, RK's taking down Beater, 4 down on the side of LX Misfits, and it looks like it's probably going to be a one fight for LC. So I did agree to let this go on and counted for the record because Arcades is playing off-roll. However, he's just playing so well. Arcades kind of just DPS diffing Spirit and Princess Ray and Hydro Wolf whenever Hydro was playing DPS, coming in and getting both Ray and Spirit Gaming once again and staying off by himself, 1v4ing the enemy team, taking down Beater, getting behind the enemy, ulting, and here he goes, securing 2 more, taking down Recon and Hydro, and his positioning is absolutely impeccable as the enemy team just fails to turn on him. If only they had turned around just then, they probably could have prevented that play from happening. However, again, we are going to see RKs once again getting play of the game as he secures Fortified Hat as well and pushes in to try and take out Spirit Gaming as well. And he does secure the pick there again. It just seems that the positioning on the side of LX Misfits and their coordination isn't all there today as it normally is. Obviously, they haven't been able to play due to the teams that they've been playing forfeiting, so this is their first match in a little bit. But nevertheless, I mean, it is kind of interesting just to see how big of a difference LC Adrenaline is bringing to the table. And I don't know, I want to say it's partly due to RKs and Tydax being from Crusaders and being part of the reigning champ team. As you know, RKs is one of the best Reinhardts in the tournament. Absolutely massive ult there by Fortify, taking down your mom and managing to get 3 more down. However, fails to secure any picks. Tydax doesn't get the res off as they were trying to. And it looks like LC Adrenaline is going to do their best to turn the tide of the fight. RK's taking down Spirit Gaming. Del Sol pushing in. Gaby throwing all, securing 2 with it. Both Hydro and Princess Ray going down. Fortified again, trying to push in, failing to secure any picks as he goes down to RKs. And it looks like LC Adrenaline is going to win the fight, trying to clean up as they go for Recon. But I was saying, is it just seems like the placement of LX Misfits is just off. They're not playing as a team. They're concaving every single time LC Adrenaline pushes. They don't like put any force forward, and they're just getting outplayed. RK's again throwing his ult out, getting both Princess Ray and Fortified Hat, and it looks like again 2 people down on the side of LX. Make that a 3rd. Hydra does get the res off on the Fortified, which could be very big. However, your mom pushes in, manages to secure the pick thanks to Wolfboy, and it looks like again LX is going to be down 2 as they enter this last fight. Recon throwing out Graviton Surge, getting 2 in it, however, failing to secure any picks. Del Sol taking out Beater, Gaby taking out Hydro Wolf. Both supports down on the side of LX Misfits, and we are going to have an absolute kind of stomp here on the side of LC Adrenaline. right, well, 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock for LC Adrenaline. We are going to be going into the next round with LX Misfits on the attack. And wow, Spirit Gaming again on the familiar Bastion, which we haven't seen much recently, obviously, because they haven't been playing. However, I'm kind of excited. As you guys already know, I'm a really big Bastion lover. Most of us are here on the team. We love seeing a really good cheese comp. Spirit Gaming with the Bastion on top of the Genji could be just what LX needs to try and win. However, it doesn't really matter much considering LC Adrenaline is going to be on the defense. LX Misfits is doing an attack Bastion, which, if they play correctly, can work really well. However, they don't really have anything to play around it except for Recon, which is going to be fairly interesting to see. LC Adrenaline holding really far. RK's looking for some picks. Genji looking for some poke damage. And we aren't going to see LX be too aggressive. However, Recon has the right idea as he pushes in. However, your mom charges straight into the back of enemy line, and LX backs up instead of taking the easy pick off onto your mom. And that's kind of their number one problem, is they're just not playing aggressive enough. LC Adrenaline is just pushing in, putting everything on the table to try and secure picks, and that's exactly what they're doing. LC Adrenaline is just doing everything they can to get picks, and it's working. LX just keeps backing up and backing up and backing up every push that LC Adrenaline makes. Obviously, we are going to see Reinhardt go down here to beat her, and that's going to be exactly what LX needs to try and make the push. However, Fortify does go out since he is alone. Recon trying to get out, misses the charge, is probably going to go down here if he doesn't back up too soon. RK's ulting on top of them. That's going to be another 3K. Never mind, he goes explicitly for Bastion. He does get one, as we do see Fortify trying to stop him from doing anything else, and he does go down. Again, that's what LX needs. All they have to do is work as a team and push up, and they can very easily win that. Absolutely massive ult coming out from Recon as he fails to secure any charges. They need to destroy that M-More. They could very easily win this if they just play as a team. Recon going down to RK's, Tidex, resing RK's there was absolutely key to their victory to this fight. Your mom does make it back, charging Princess Ray, Del Sol taking out Fortified. However, Mines do manage taking out Del Sol, and RK's takes down Hydro Wolf. Again, LC Adrenaline taking 3 down by losing 2. Absolutely amazing res by Tidex, winning the fight thanks to RK's coming back and securing a pick. Recon going in by himself is going to go down here most likely without his team there to back him up, and he does indeed go down. LC Adrenaline has ults up. Someone on LX did manage to get past them. We do see Fortified going, try and touch point, tries to pull them all back. He does manage to pull them all back, however he goes down to no avail, and it looks like, again, 1 minute 55 seconds on the clock. LC Adrenaline is going to have 3, 4, 5 ults up now as they look to try and disperse them here. But LX isn't really giving them much of an opportunity to do so, as they aren't really needing their ults. LX has 4 up, both supports, both DPS, and this could work very easily in their favor if they play it properly. They did pop out Nano on top of a Bastion ult, take out Del Sol. However, that's an absolutely massive bomb, which takes out 3, securing Hydro Wolf, Princess Ray, and Spirit Gaming. And it looks like, again, LX Misfits is going to be down 3. Absolutely amazing bomb there by Gaby. Now they're just trying to clean up the Ana there before Beater can try and escape. But it looks like they are going to manage to get out if they play carefully here. And again, we see Fortified Hack coming back to point, trying to get a tick off of them, but they failed. RK's popping off from behind them. Can he do anything here? He almost took out Bastion as he was running around. However, he doesn't do anything. Absolutely massive ult again from both RK's and Recon, but Recon fails to secure any picks except for taking out Del Sol's ult there, which was really good of him. However, he does go down to Gaby. Del Sol did end up wasting Blade as he failed to secure any picks, went down immediately. So it's not going to be too good on the side of LX, or on LC. However, 34 seconds left on the clock for LX Misfits. They are down 2 as Fortified tries to secure a tick, fails to do anything again. Now, he does get a really big slam there, but he is at 1 HP. Chances are he is not going to get out alive here. However, his team does come back, and he managed to get off bombs there, which could be very big as he blocks off half of the spawn, or half of the point from LC doing anything. He does get stuck, however, and gets charged, going down probably right here to your mom. And indeed he does. Del Sol taking down Hydro, 2 for 2. We see both Reinhardts popping their ults. Your mom trying his hardest to take out the Nano. He fails to do it. He takes Recon takes down your mom. RK's trying to clean that up by taking down 2 himself. Recon again taking down Gaby, and it's a very hard-fought match. However, 3 people on the side of LC coming back, trying to take out Recon, and they do indeed. Beater trying to stall as well as Fortified. However, LC is on their way back, and we are probably going to see another win from LC. RK is getting a double mine there, taking them both down, popping his ult, taking out Fortified, a 3K from the side of LC Adrenaline, thanks to RK's, and this game is going to go to LC Adrenaline. So really quickly, after the play of the game, we are going to hop to a slight intermission, but I do want to say that this map may not count due to some subbing problems. I wasn't expecting there to be such a gap between RK's and LX, because LX has been on point, but due to them not having been able to play, LC did have 2 subs, which was kind of unfair considering they both came from LC Crusaders. So we are going to talk it over with some people from the games and see what we should do. Ultimately, I am the final call, but I feel like that was just a little bit unfair. So after a slight intermission, we'll be right back. We are going to be doing the 3rd map, though, it looks like. So we are going to hop straight into that. So, but after this 3rd map, we're going to decide whether or not to give this map to LC Adrenaline or whether we should give it to LX Misfits. So we're going to be hopping straight into Havana. Obviously, the last 3rd map. Gosh darn it, Ryan, stop saying it. And we are going to see about if they have any subs. It looks like they do want to make some slight swaps, which could be pretty interesting to see. We're going to hop to a slight intermission here. I lied. I thought we were going to hop straight into it, but it looks like we're going to have some slight swaps. We're going to hop to a slight intermission here as we get all the teams situated. Welcome back, everyone, to LC Esports Day 5, LX Misfits versus LC Adrenaline Match 3. We are going to be walking onto Map 3 with Havana being the next map. We did talk it over with the judges and with the subs from LC Adrenaline, and it was kind of a unanimous agreement that this is most likely going to count as a forfeit on the side of LC Adrenaline, since two of their players failed to let me know until today that they couldn't play. So this one is going to be for content. The win is going to go to LX Misfits, no matter how well it played, mainly because Arcays and Tidex are from the current second best team, tied with Wilson and Rogers for first place, or tied for, I think, with Wilson for first place, which is most likely going to change today, considering Wilson does play after this, and LC Crusaders does have a bye. So we're going to see, obviously, gosh darn it, there we go again. We are going to see LX on the attacking, I believe. No, LC's attacking. We're going to have LX on defense. We're going to see some very interesting plays as well from LC Adrenaline. Arcays and Del Sol playing Sombra and Ashe, which is a combo we haven't seen before so far. I don't think we've ever even seen Arcays play Sombra, so it's going to be fairly interesting to watch. Del Sol playing Ashe, which again is also going to be, I'd say, fairly interesting as well. They are running something a little bit more akin to Dive, though, with Your Mom running Winston and Gaby on Sigma, which is going to be something. If they manage to coordinate dives here with Arcays and Your Mom, then I think they'll do fine. However, we do have some swaps on the side of LX as well. We're going to have Hydro Wolf swapping from support to DPS, Princess Ray swapping from DPS to tank, and Fortified Hat swapping from tank to support. So we do see some interesting swaps up on their side that may end up being to turn the tide exactly the way they need. We do see Fortified pushing in as if they're still playing Reinhardt, trying to go for picks. LC Adrenaline is losing their health very quickly. Gaby already below half. Wolfboy about to go down here to Fortified Hat. Also, Arcays going down to Recon. Two already down on the side of LC Adrenaline. And we are going to see LX trying to prove their worth here, that they deserve this map. And they are doing exactly that. Fortified taking out Del Sol, Princess taking down Your Mom. However, Gaby does counter by taking out Spirit Gaming. And LX does lose one. They lose Cassidy, which may not be good for them. If they don't get back in time, this could be very bad. However, they're doing everything they can to continue keeping a consistent flow of picks. Hydro taking out Wolfboy, Princess Ray taking out, I believe, Gaby. However, Arcays does pull out the Junkrat once again, taking down Fortified Hat. Hydro Wolf taking out Your Mom. Doesn't really matter too much, as LX, again, is just keeping those picks consistently. 3 down now on the side of LC, and it looks like they're going to continue their hold against them. Recon taking down Arcays, and it looks like now that LX knows what to do against Arcays, he may not stand as much of a chance against them. LX, obviously here, knows a little bit more about how he's going to play and knows where to keep him out. And Hydro, with these absolutely amazing shots, taking down Tidex and Gaby both consistently, probably going to try and take out Winston here as well. He does secure the pick, or she does secure the pick off onto Winston. And again, LX securing 2 picks. Wolfboy does ult, however, goes down immediately after. LX staying right in front of that wall, which is not very good for them. Arcays taking on Spirit Gaming. Del Sol taking out Princess Ray. We do see Sigma popping all here, trying to secure pick. Does manage to get Del Sol. However, he is at 1 HP. Hydro Wolf goes down. 2 more down on the side of LX Misfits. If they don't back up here, they very well could lose this point. They are scattered very heavily. Another Immortality field coming out from Wolfboy. Not doing too much here, as there's not too much pressure on them to begin with. However, we are going to see LX doing everything they can to try and keep that consistent flow of pressure. Doesn't really matter, though, as Recon and Fortified both go down, Princess Ray included. Ult goes down immediately. Looks like Princess Ray accidentally, or not really accidentally, but had some bad timing there, as it does go down pretty much instantly. We also see Hydro Wolf popping ult as well, trying to secure the point just a little bit longer and hold to stall the enemy. Doesn't really do much, though, as Arcays does secure the pick off onto Hydro Wolf. LX trying to make their way back, trying to stall a point, not really working, as LC Adrenaline pops every ult they have, popping Arcays, Primal Rage, as well as Nano. Cassidy popping out his ult, but fails to secure any picks so far. Gaby taking out Recon, and again, LX now LX is losing their footing as LC Adrenaline makes the push, secures the first point, 3 minutes and 20 seconds now on the clock to make it to the second one. with that said, right now, almost all of LX is down. Hydra Wolf was the last remaining member. However, they do get scattered by their team. We do see the rest of this team, or her team, coming back and trying to recall that death. However, it doesn't matter. They are fighting a 5v6 here. Recon fighting by himself against 4 of them. Arcade's taking out Beater. And it's just LX is not working well together right now. They're losing their footing and they're not playing as a team. And it's really kind of showing as they just fail to work together. Del Sol trying their hardest to take out Hydra Wolf, but Fortified securing the save there, booping Del Sol away. And it looks like only 2 of LX are currently there to try and stall. Fortified goes in, trying to make sure that LC can't get the point. Almost gets a charge off onto, I believe that was Recon. Yes, almost getting a charge off onto Recon by Your Mom. However, he missed just barely. We do see Recon throwing out Sigma's ult, failing to secure any picks as he almost gets Ana. However, not going to land it just quite. D.Va throws ult into the back of LX Misfits and secures 3. Again, Gaby with another absolutely amazing D.Va bomb as he does secure 3 picks for the side of LC. Fortified ulting here to try and stop the point a little bit longer. However, almost C9'd it there, but LC does get off the point just in time for them to not cap it. And Fortified does try and stall a little bit longer, but he does get a very unlucky Sleep 10 combo, thanks to Your Mom and Tidex. See Hydra Wolf again, throwing another random dragon, however, does secure the pick onto Arcades with it. Princess Ray securing Del Sol, both DPS down on the side of LC Adrenaline, which could be very good for LX Misfits if they can regain their footing. But again, they're just not working as a team. I mean, 2 of them are behind them, 2 of them are in front of them, and the other 2 are dead, and it's just not working. LC Adrenaline is working very well together, turning around on their enemies, making sure they're all cuddled up, grouped up, attacking the same person. And that's part of the reason they're winning this fight. Arcades isn't really popping off too much compared to last time. Cass does pop ult for LX Misfits, but thanks to Immortality Field and due to Shield, he's not going to secure any picks there, as he does get charged by Your Mom. However, doesn't run into any walls. He is going to go down, however. We do see some absolutely amazing plays here by LC. Some really good teamwork as well, which for them having 2 subs is quite interesting. Princess Ray is off to the right by herself, not really able to do much here. Under the bridge, her team is all in spawn, and she can try and stall for just a second as Fortified does come to try and help her either get out or stall a little bit longer. LC Adrenaline actually does not turn on those 2 this time, as they do manage to almost take out Gaby, and the mech does go out. However, Gaby does back up. Fortified try and secure the pick, but it's going to take just a second. No one turns on Fortified, and he almost gets the kill onto D.Va. However, fails to secure it at the last second. We have a 2v2 under the bridge with Orisa and Reinhardt in Baptiste and Lucio. However, it looks like LC Adrenaline once again is going to win that engagement as Reinhardt does take out Orisa, and it looks like Fortified is going to continue trying to stall as Lucio, and it's working really well in his favor. However, they are going to cross the bridge finally into the chokehold. Arcades with the absolutely amazing mine there, booping Fortified off of the map. Another decently placed Hydra Wolf ult by Hydra Wolf. Good old Dragons onto the middle of point. Failing Screeny Pig, but he does stop them. She does stop them from pushing a little bit longer. However, LX is going to fail the touch for just a second, going down 2-1. They're down 3 players right now, as opposed to the 1. Del Sol, absolutely amazing kill there, taking out Fortified before Beat can drop, taking out Recon as well. And it looks like LX is going to hold it looks like LX is not going to be able to hold too much longer. And with that, it looks like LC is going to take home all 3 points with 26 seconds left. And now we're going to push on over to the LX Misfits on attack. It just seems like the main problem they're having right now is the fact that they're not really working as a team. I mean, it's kind of hard, obviously, whenever you haven't played with them in, 2 weeks now? But the main problem here is in regular comp matches, you haven't got to play as a team with any of them. And even LC Adrenaline has 2 subs that the team hasn't played with, and they're just working as a team and coordinating. And that seems to be the main big difference here. Not really the fact that RK's is, you know, a better DPS than LX DPS, which, I mean, that's arguable. He just has a little bit better game awareness in terms of playing his role. And he's doing really good, like the rest of the team is. But both teams are doing fine. The main problem is, again, no coordination, no teamwork. And if they continue to do that, then it's just not going to work. Attack is the chance where they could absolutely turn the tide if they do their best. 26 seconds on the clock for LC, which means they could, if they get a little bit longer than that, they could turn the tide. They could very easily take this home if they just work together. Hydra Wolf was securing the picks they needed, Spirit securing the damage they needed, and obviously Recon and Princess Ray were taking some of the space that was needed. The only problem was they weren't turning on their enemies. Immediately, Del Sol takes out Spirit Gaming, so Alex is going to be down 1 immediately. However, down 2. However, they do have spawn advantage. So if they can at least secure 1 pick here, then they could turn the tide of the fight, and they could manage to bring this back. However, as it currently looks, it's probably not going to happen. I'd stand corrected. Spirit Gaming does take out your mom, and they don't have res on the side of LC Adrenaline, so there's not much they can do about that. They now are set back 1 pick, which, if LX works together, could absolutely turn the tide here if they can just get their foot through the door. Wolf Boy taking out Princess Ray and Gaby, taking out Hydra Wolf. Your mom is on their way back, so it looks like I stand corrected. Beater does get a pick here. Again, 1 down. They're trading out 3 for 1 every single fight. However, it's most likely not going to amount to much if they don't work together. RK's again popping all beaters, securing another pick. However, Tyre is going to come in, taking out Princess Ray. Your mom taking down Fortified. Recon does secure the pick onto Tidex, which is absolutely massive for them as LSC is down 3. 3 people obviously on their way back, which if LX can respawn and just push fast enough, they can win this. I mean, they can keep going. They can gain some ground. However, as we do see, they aren't really grouping up. They're just kind of picking in, stuttering in, and getting the picks as they can, or doing damage as they can. Spirit Gaming, and thanks to both supports, does take down your mom. Arcase, however, does manage to counteract that by taking down Fortified Hat. Spirit Gaming taking out Wolf Boy and popping out Visor. We're going to see him also taking out Arcase and trying to take down Del Sol as well. However, he's going to fail to secure the pick as Visor does go down. We do see Diva, Gaby get Nano here. However, not really much they can do. They aren't able to take much space. They do have double off tanks here trying to push, which I just now realized is probably not going to work in their favor too well. Del Sol goes in, gets stunned, immediately taken down by Fortified Hat. Absolutely massive play there for LX. They could very easily win this if they work together, and that's exactly what they're doing. We see 3 taking down your mom, goes down. Arcase does manage to secure the pick onto Fortified Hat. However, LX Misfits does have the spawn advantage. Arcase pushing under pillars, trying his hardest to secure a pick. However, he is alone by himself. Pops ult, does manage to secure 1. Can he secure the second one? We are going to see, and he does. He takes down 2 by himself. LC Adrenaline now in the lead by 3 picks, and they do manage to secure their foot once again onto the point. We are going to see a staggering regroup here from LC Adrenaline as they try to regather their structure and to take home once again the point. 1 minute, 18 seconds on the clock. LC Adrenaline has 2 ults, using 1 right now, whereas LX Misfits has almost all of them minus Visor. We do see, obviously, Sigma ult going out, taking down 1 pick. Hydra Wolf securing Arcades, both DPS down, 1 tank down for the side of LC Adrenaline. 3 are down right now. LX Misfits could very easily do this if they tried their hardest. Good ult there by Brig, managing to secure the pick off onto Wolf Boy and off onto Gaby. Recon taking down Tidex, and again, LC Adrenaline loses the fight. LX Misfits is going to secure the first point. 3 minutes and 13 seconds, 7 seconds short of what LC Adrenaline had, and this could very well not work in their favor. 3 more go down to Arcase Tire, and it looks like LC Adrenaline is once again going to reclaim their foothold on the point. Pick for pick again. LC Adrenaline manages to get quite a bit of picks there, just despite the fact that there was only 3 of them there. Arcase is getting shot here by Ana and by Genji. Almost goes down, however, he does manage to back out and get a health back. Your mom pushing up a little bit too far. LX Misfits actually did regroup here, and they can possibly push if they can just get your mom. And your mom is about to go down most likely. However, he does have amazing sports healing him. He does go down, Del Sol as well. Wolf Boy 3 down the side of LC Adrenaline. Can they turn this around? However, the only way LX Misfits won that fight is by the use of 3 different ults. 4 different ults. They do manage to clean up and continue to push the point. We've seen what this team is capable of. I mean, they've won a few matches as well this semester, and they are a few points away from being up there. If they could just take home this map from LC Adrenaline, I mean, both teams are fairly even on terms of their points. I mean, I believe both of them have 1 or 2 wins. Absolutely amazing all again there by Gaby, but fails to secure anything thanks to a shield. Your Mom does pop a really nice shatter there, taking down Fortified and Spirit Gaming, 3 down the side of LX Misfits, and LC Adrenaline now technically has spawn advantage as they are halfway through the Streets phase of the map. Big ult there by Sigma from LX Misfits, however, doesn't secure any picks thanks to Immortality Field, and it looks like LC is going to just be trying to clean up the fight here. Okay, secures 2 by himself. Going in, trying to secure 3rd, however, he does back up a little bit. LX coming in, taking down 2, as well as Gaby's mech, and looks like Tidex is going to go into Spirit Gaming, and LC Adrenaline's just all over the place now. They scattered and kind of just lost. They got defied and conquered. Your Mom rotating. 24 to ult, not sure why they're doing that by themselves. We are going to see him go in, and we are going to see LX Misfits as well, turning on him, and he goes down almost instantly. Now LC Adrenaline is down 1. Can they turn this around before LX makes it to the point? 39 seconds on the clock. They may actually beat LC Adrenaline's time. Really good ult there by RKs, taking down Fortified and Hydro Wolf, both Brig and Hanzo, and it looks like LC Adrenaline's going to do exactly what I thought they were going to do. However, Del Sol gets Nano, pops his ult, goes in, tries to do what he can. He is going to do his best, takes down the nanoed visor, and manages to cancel out both ults just in time. 11 seconds of the clock, 2.24 meters. If they get off slightly and someone manages to get behind them, they will lose this point. However, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, as they are going to push up and try and hold LX Misfits. 1 second on the clock, they're not going to be able to touch, and it looks like the 3rd map is going to go to the LC Adrenaline. Absolutely amazing plays by both teams. Obviously, we're in day 5 now, so we've seen a lot of that. I just gotta call out the fact that RK's found a new talent as a Junkrat main, so hopefully we see that integrated into LC Crusaders a little bit. However, we're most likely not going to see it tomorrow, considering they are going to be facing Wilson once again, which is going to be, again, their biggest challenge. We've seen that's the only team they can't overcome. They're the 2nd best team in the tournament, and it's going to be very interesting watching them try one more time take home the fight against Wilson. Good play there, again, by RKs, and that is going to be the 3rd map, Havana, wrapped up for LX Misfits versus LC Adrenaline day 4, or day 5. So I do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors for everything you guys do. It means the world to us, and without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. And with that said, we will be right back after a short intermission. Welcome back, everyone. Aizen here again. I do have some slight bad news. So the last match of the day, Wilson Dreamland Warriors versus Brooks Bandits, is going to be canceled. It was a forfeit on the side of Brooks due to the fact that, one, they're not present, and two, Brooks just is down players. It looks like they're not going to be able to play. They are down 3. So tomorrow's probably going to have the same thing happen, I believe, because both Central and Brooks basically are non-existent right now. So the first and second matches of those days are probably going to both have to be forfeits on the side of Central and Brooks. So we'll probably end up being starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow with the last match of the day, Wilson Dreamland Warriors versus LC Crusaders, which will happen no matter what, even if we have subs, because obviously that's one of the main matches everyone's looking forward to. Rogers is going to have a bye day tomorrow as well. So we will see how it goes. However, tonight that is going to be it all. That's everything. So I do want to say another quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you guys for everything you do. It means the world to us. Wesley Foundation, Zozodelic, we're going to say For the Win Gaming, Still Series. I don't know them all off by heart like everyone else does, so I'm kind of just calling it out as they come out on the stream because I'm a little bit dumb. Brandy, do you know them all? We have Zozodelic, For the Win, Maples Rugs, Wesley Foundation, Still Series, and I think that's all, isn't it? For the Win Gaming, I think I already said them, though. I think that's everyone. If not, if I miss someone, I do apologize. I don't know everyone by name because I'm very bad at remembering those kind of things. However, thank you guys for checking in today. I do appreciate it. We are having some technical issues with the players being unable to play, which is going to result in forfeits, like I said. But either way, thank you all for viewing today, and we are going to have to cut it short tonight, and we may have to do the same thing tomorrow. We may end up being starting a little bit late, so I do apologize for that if that happens. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the match, and I hope you guys all have a great night. Until next time.